This is Breakfast Central, away from the breakfast headlines. We do have Mr. Ikechukwu Amaechi joining us, the publisher of the Niche newspaper, to run things into action. But most importantly, I thought I would see Mr. Ikechukwu right now juggling the ball, because it seems like the future is bright on the other side.
Yes, not medical doctors, not university professors, but footballers. But
football?
I mean, great
$1,000?
$1,000?
Joe,
100,000.
Yeah. That's about, 100,000. That's about
153
million.
153, because the exchange rate at the time Mr. President made that pronouncement was 1,530 something.
Do you think it was an error? Because I'm finding it hard to believe.
It wasn't an error. I think he did that not deliberately. Well, if we are going to kickstart the conversation, again, let me join all well-meaning Nigerians in saying kudos to our girls. They did all of us proud. And you know, sports is about the only thing that unites Nigerians. And in this era of very toxic politics, as we go inch closer to 2027, that victory becomes an Elysia, kind of. It is a national reason to be happy once again, even if it is going to be for a moment. So it was a glory, and of course the dramatic way it came, coming from behind 2-0 to clinch that victory, it was euphoric. So kudos to the girls. But then, and also, I would say kudos to the president for deeming it fit to celebrate people who went out there, conquered the continent. They said it is Project X. And for the 10th time, they've won the Women African Football Tournament. It is good that they were celebrated, given national honors and all that.
Houses.
But people are also asking, is $100,000, of course the president said the equivalent in Naira, which I said is going to be at least
153 million.
153 million, given the current exchange rate. Is it not excessive? Is it not on the high side? A lot of people are not going to be happy with me hearing this. But of course, I won't be surprised, because we are a very hypocritical people. A president has been said with this. What if other girls go out there tomorrow not to win again? Are you going to give them 100,000? And look, this is the 10th trophy. What of those people who have won from 1 to 9? And some of them very great players who also gave their all to play for Nigeria.
And were not even honored.
Some of them are not part of this team. People like Oshola are lucky that
she was still part of the team.
That she was still part of this team. What of those people that have dropped out of the team? And very many of them.
And
are you going to also do something for them? And look, it raises a whole lot of questions, particularly when we remember that this money we are splashing as if money was going out of fashion. Much of it was borrowed.
Yeah, we still put in a $21 billion request. National Assembly recently.
Much of it was borrowed. And if you also consider that the nurses gave a warning that they're going to start strike tomorrow,
Even the doctors.
And the doctors have started yes,
Lagos State doctors.
because of unpaid, because of unfulfilled promises and all that.
Soldiers' feeding allowance just going to increase to 3,000 naira per day
Exactly. So
this year.
You wait and yes, the gears. Look, giving them national honors is a big thing.
And a house.
And the 3-bedroom flat in the renewed Hope Estate once it's ready.
A big thing. Don't forget that the Governors Forum also came with 10 million.
10 million.
To each of them.
Each of them.
So what's this competition to outdo themselves?
It is
rewarding. When you have academic excellence, people, you have first-class graduates that are looking for jobs.
Benga, we find a way. This government, I'm sorry to say, because people are going to say, you criticize almost everything that this government does, but that's not the issue. The issue, like I said, is that it is good that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu deemed it fit to celebrate people who went out there to bring us national honors. What we are saying, the scale, can it be sustained? What if tomorrow, okay, what do you call them? The Super Eagles.
Win the AFCON.
Win the AFCON.
I mean, this is AFCON. If they win the Female World Cup,
what will you do?
They give them the entire budget.
So, and don't forget, a country as rich as America, when their girls won the World Cup, what was given to them was equivalent of how much? So how can a country that is borrowing its way into perpetual poverty be giving $100,000 equivalent to each player for winning WAFCON? I think it is excessive. The idea behind the reward is good, but the reward system needs to be re-evaluated because, look, university lecturers don't earn this much.
Even the sports itself, is this money?
Even the sports, even the Nigerian female Premier League, even the Premier League
channel towards developing female football.
Exactly.
It will be much better. It will make many more millionaires.
Many more millionaires, many more footballers, many more.
So you're going to create more talents. You're going to nurture more talents and all that. So it is something that we need to continue interrogating. But like I said earlier, I think the president, it is the same way the government rolled out everything to give our former president a decent burial. But again, you could see a whole lot of politics in there.
You know, naming of this and that.
2027 is around the corner. So the president is just latching on everything to show that he is doing something.
It's around the corner for the political class, but calendar-wise, it's not around the corner.
And that's why our last guest said he wonders what INEC is doing.
No, it because, you know, even for the for the people that are not politicians, the time you know it, 2025 is already going, and we go into 2026, and when you go into 2026, you start going into party primaries, party conventions, and all that. 2027 election is conducted early, around February. So it is
pretty much 2026 is just the year.
Very true.
2026 is the year.
February,
primaries, campaigns, and so on.
It's around the corner. But the other point I also want to make on the Super Falcons is that what I find very, very gratifying about that victory and about the team is what Nigerians can actually achieve when you remove quota system, when you remove ethnicity, when you remove religion, look at that team.
A mix.
Look at that team that won that title. Nobody is
asking, are you
Igbo? Are you Yoruba?
Who's your godfather?
Are you Awasa? Are you this thing? We simply assembled a team made up of competent girls who know how to ply their thread, who know how to play soccer. And they went out there to deliver. Is anybody asking that they, Esther Okoronkwo,
why did she score?
Who scored the first goal?
Let's zone the strikers to the north.
Where is she from?
Yes.
Did anybody ask the lady who scored the second goal, where is she from?
Yes.
Did anybody ask where the
It didn't matter.
lady who scored the first goal? It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
What mattered was that Nigerians defeated Morocco.
We have Chudi.
In the final.
We have Chudi on the line. Let's take the call. Good morning, Chudi. Hello, Chudi. Can you hear us?
Yeah, good morning.
I'm afraid you need to speak up.
But let's get straight into the papers. Can we have the
Punch, right?
Punch newspaper? The top headline there says, APC kicks as opposition back single-day polls. They don't want that. Federal government launches crackdown on MDAs after 300% surge in impress claims. Okay. And U.S. birth tourism crackdown sparks Nigerian hospital reform calls. Donald Trump doesn't want citizenship by birthright anymore, and they're looking at those immigration figures. Tinubu splashes 4.95 billion naira cash and houses on Falcons. It's really a splash of largesse and goodies. Federal government may Electricity Act Amendment Bill. Federal government may sell 11 discos to new investors. NERC to enforce discos recapitalization, reprivatization amendment bill at the National Assembly. Lassa fever death toll rises to 152. That means 811 cases. New electricity law unleashes widespread crisis. States versus discos. The states are saying one thing, the discos are disagreeing with them. GAC in turmoil as faction moves to sack Lagos APC chairman. We did talk about that in one of our top stories. And cheating, Ondo girl nabbed for stabbing boyfriend to death. That's the price he paid for cheating. Quite a very tragic and sad story there. Nurses strike to hit hospitals nationwide Wednesday. Nurses are striking, doctors are striking. But let's go with the APC kicks as opposition back single day.
Single day polls. What's your thought?
I believe it's 4 elections in one day.
Yeah.
States houses of assembly,
5.
House of Reps,
5.
Senate, presidency, governors, 5. Wow.
5.
That's massive.
Look, other countries are doing that. I think in Kenya, all their elections take place one day. This idea of having the presidential and the National Assembly elections in one day, and then having the state houses of assembly and the governorship election another day, sometimes 2 weeks.
So, Mr. Amaechi, logistically, what difference would it make, and what changes?
Logistically, you have to do a lot more. That means that the man who is going out there will be handed 5 ballot papers to vote at the same time. So there are so many things that we should do in terms of logistics, in terms of preparations, everything. But when you weigh it side by side with the cost of staggered elections, which is what we have now, I think it is much more advantageous.
Because you're doing it, you're repeating the same
to us. Because what you're doing is that every 4 years, INEC comes up with a bill of 300 and something billion. I am sure 2027, it is going to be even more.
Yeah,
course.
maybe getting to about
inflation.
600.
It is going to be even
Times
more.
two.
Because what happens is that the elections are duplicated. Because the same processes, the same protocols, the same logistics, the same everything that you do the first day,
You have to repeat it.
you have to repeat it. You have to deploy soldiers, security men. You have to deploy almost the same thing over again instead of using that same election to do everything. So it will bring down the budget. And, you know, people, after the presidency, people now sit down to begin to plot how to rig. And if you have noticed, that is why there is always this argument. Those who are afraid of the ability of the party that has just won the presidency to determine who now wins the governorship and the dissent, they would rather want the governorship and the state houses of assembly election to take place first.
So they can recalibrate.
So that they can recalibrate. But the presidency has always ensured that the presidential election comes first. Because if you don't do it that way, if you hold the governorship election first, there are people who will vote for a particular governor, a particular party for the governorship, but vote against the presidency.
For example, the last election.
When they are sure that they have now comfortable with their own seat. But they can't do that when the presidential election comes first.
Yeah.
So these are some of the problems. It could reasonably reduce the level of rigging, whether you call it technical rigging or not, but it could tone down.
Or it might even increase it, because you're looking at 5 different elections, all the coalition, the...
It won't increase anything, because it is the same process. It is the same
announcement
process.
of results.
Everything. The elections, are they better now that you do
Staggered.
No. The same people who want to rig will always find a way of doing that. So the problem we have is not that the elections are this. It is that the politicians are determined. But all I'm saying is that when you do all the elections the same day, everybody will be fighting for his own political survival. So you don't have to, as the president, you won't now use the decision of the president-elect or the party that has been elected to now go and influence. Look at what happened in 2023. After the presidential election, which was won by a certain political party in places, in some states. During the governorship election that took place 2 weeks after,
They didn't win in those places.
they made sure
That they won.
that they won. In spite of what the people did or wanted to do, they made sure. Because if all those elections in 2023 had taken place the same day, no, it would have been a different electoral map that would have been drawn in 2023.
All right. I'm sure the single-day polls is just this first hearing. Let's hope that it scales through the second,
the president wants
and don't forget that the president has to sign.
Assent. Would he work against the interests of his party?
That's
You have to
another thing.
consult.
That's
and
another
it looks like majority of them would not.
The president won't sign it. Even if it goes through the National Assembly. But I can also assure you that with the lawmakers we have in the National Assembly,
it won't pass.
It won't pass.
Let's look at another one. U.S. birth tourism crackdown sparks Nigerian hospital reforms calls. We do know it's a common practice that some Nigerians would rather travel outside to give birth to their children in the United States, of which later on they become citizens of that country. And now Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is now taking full attention, putting his attention on that. The repercussion seems to be like we need to now really focus on fixing our healthcare systems.
Do we need a Donald Trump and his policies to actually agree that we need to revamp our health system? Do we need a Donald Trump to know that it is in bad taste for a man who was president of this country for 8 years to die in a London clinic when he was not on exile? Do we need a Donald Trump to tell us that the medical tourism that takes a toll, a financial toll, on the economy of this country needs to be reversed? Do we need a Donald Trump to tell us that nurses, midwives, medical doctors need to be paid well to stem this tide of migration in the health sector? Do we need a Donald Trump? Is it not in our enlightened self-interest that our hospitals work, that our hospitals, because look, a healthy nation is a prosperous nation. You can't, there's no way you will avoid, if your people can't feed well, they are not healthy, they are not educated, you will ever remain a third world country.
Let me just read through this story for the benefit of our viewers who are tuning in. The United States has vowed to withhold visa approval from Nigerians whose sole purpose and aim is to actually go to the United States or travel down there just for a primary purpose of birth tourism. The message was actually put on X. They put the message on X. The U.S. mission in Nigeria issued a warning and they posted on X handle where they said the practice was no longer permitted.
But it's not discrimination
in the United States.
I mean, pregnant women have the right to travel.
But being that they said it is sole primary.
You might not know, it's a call of nature.
Call of nature.
Yes.
It's different, but you see, Benga, it's different from someone who has been
from
there
8 months pregnant. 8 months pregnancy.
We don't know. They said so. It also said, let me read through so we get it. It said, we will deny your visa. We will deny, let me not point fingers at you, say it won't be, maybe.
You can point at me, I don't have any plans of going to the United States.
We'll deny your visa.
And I can't be pregnant.
If we believe your primary purpose of travel is to give birth in the United States to get a U.S. citizenship for your child, I think no need to go back to the story. Mr. Amaechi has done justice to that story, and it's clear that it's high time. It's high time we fix.
We must fix our health sector. Look, we don't need Donald Trump to tell us if President Bola Tinubu can afford to go to France every other month. What about the poor people here who, when they go to hospitals in Nigeria, is almost like going to die? It doesn't make sense. And with the high cost of drugs now, look, even if it is malaria, you go to a hospital, if you are going to spend the night, be prepared to pay at least 100,000 naira.
And how many people don't have health insurance in the first place?
How many people can afford it? The worst thing that can happen to you in Nigeria today is to be sick. Is to be sick. No matter how rich you think you are, common ailment
can bring you down.
we dig a very deep hole
in your pocket.
In your pocket. So, look, there is no way Nigeria can afford what is going on in the health sector right now. And the earlier we advise ourselves whether there is a Donald Trump out there or not. The people who are going abroad for health and tourism are the big people. So that even if America is not coming up with this policy, how many of our people can even afford medical bills in Nigeria, not to talk of going abroad? We must do things. We must build good hospitals. We must have the equipment to treat our people locally. We must have schools that will train our people, capacity building. That's the only way we can build a nation. When they tell us they are borrowing to build roads, build bridges, build flyovers, fine. Infrastructure is good. But a people that are sick
cannot use the bridge.
Cannot use the bridge.
Yeah.
In any case, if you are dead, you are dead.
That's all.
If you don't have good schools, you cannot train the right caliber of people, the human capital that will propel this nation to the next level. So we must prioritize health issues, we must prioritize education if we are desirous of being where other nations are. That's the point I'm trying to make. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump, that we must be able to treat our presidents locally for our prestige, national security, for everything that will make us a sovereign state. We must be able to get to that level, that our governors must be able to go to hospitals. Ironically, these governors will tell you that they have built world-class hospostals, like Senate President said when he was
governor of Akwa Ibom State, and former governor of Kogi State said he built world class, and now he's asking to travel out. They say, go and use your world class now.
It doesn't make sense.
Please, let's quickly move to another paper very quickly. I'd like us to look at Thisday, Thisday newspaper. Thisday. E-payment transactions rise 17.7% to 284.99 trillion naira in Q1. POS transactions hit 10.45 trillion naira, record 209% increase. Of course, you know why. We have the POS operators littered around the streets, even graduates, everybody.
And you can't get money from the banks.
And you can't get money from the banks anymore. Sad. Peter Obi, president, using misleading statistics to conceal economic hardship. I remember I saw the tweet yesterday. He said when president was campaigning, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he was on stage and said, "Shey statistics will go drop." He said, but now, while the president said that, now the president is trying to use statistics, but he went ahead to say that statistics is not, in other words, it's not a true statistics of what Nigerians are facing. Typical Wall Street Falcons, we've taken that. Just two stories here. Which one would you rather touch?
I want us to talk on the e-payment transactions. But that's an astronomical rise, but it's coming out. I mean, it's when you talk about financial inclusion, cashless policies, going with global best practices, and POS transactions hit 10.45 trillion, records 209% increase. That's just in Q1 2025. That's astronomical. Is this worthy of celebration? We also talk of jobs that it's creating. We now have POS agents. I don't know if the government would include them in its employment statistics, just the same way we have people that operate. Nigeria is a country that gives people jobs that shouldn't really be jobs in the first place. Elevator operators. What floor are you going to? Third floor.
Third floor.
Press it. I mean,
so that you don't. The reason why they do that, so that you don't spoil the button. So people enter there and they spoil the button. So don't touch. We'll touch it for you. But let's look at the percentage.
Well, like I said earlier, it's a no-brainer. Because when you go to the banking halls these days, you don't get more than 20,000.
Yeah, they're discouraging us from the use of cash.
Then you go to ATM machines.
You pay 600 naira to withdraw
5,000
naira or 10,000 naira.
And I don't know the last time I went to any bank to cash a check, or even to an ATM, because you go to ATM where you can get 5,000.
You can't.
Or
That's even if it's working.
exactly. So people naturally gravitated to the POS operators. The irony is that these POS agents are right there in front of the banks, where you can get 20,000 from the
You
counter,
can get
and where you can get 5,000 from the ATM, but you can do a transaction of 1 million
And you get cash.
and you get cash.
So what's CBN doing?
Where are they getting their money from? It is the same way you go to the banks and you can't get any new notes. You go to a party, wedding, you see people carrying bundles of new notes
Telling you to buy.
and selling it. Where did they get it
even
from?
though EFCC has highly discouraged that and are clamping down on it. But
Where are they getting it from? I don't know about EFCC clamping down on them. This weekend, attend any function, whether it is wedding, whether it is naming ceremony, you will see them.
Cash.
new notes,
Mint.
fresh.
I don't know the last time I got mint from an ATM machine
Or the bank.
or the banks.
Oh. And you get the two denomination if it's 1,000, the old and the new,
So
mixed together.
you don't get that. So how these are some of the distortions in both our fiscal and monetary policies that don't make sense
It's kind of absurd.
to anybody,
It
because
seems
you
they're
can't explain
encouraging
it.
No, it's
POS
obvious.
industry.
The government is encouraged. It's obvious.
You can't
because
explain
if
it.
they weren't,
Apparently,
stopped.
the POS operators, of course, they get their cash from the banks.
yes.
But the argument is financial inclusion, that we're forward moving, we're living in a cashless world, that if you go to other climes, your fridge would even order groceries for you when it sees that it's low, and that we're becoming an advanced economy. Is that not a valid enough argument?
It's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there.
Whether it is valid or not, the truth of the matter is that most times, even the best of policies, you distort them. You see, I was in China the other day. You don't even see ATM machines again. People carry their money on their phones. Their wallets are in their phones, because somehow the issue of fraud and others are minimized when you do these financial transactions electronically. Money can be properly monitored than when you do cash. You know, in those days, traders in Onitsha and all that will pack millions of naira in Ghana must go, enter ninth bus, and somebody will squeal on them, and armed robbers will attack them. You don't hear those stories again. That people
Armed robbers don't even go to people's houses anymore, because you won't see any
exactly.
cash.
But the truth of the matter is that the financial inclusion is there.
Mobile banking, USSD,
It has reduced the risk
the risk,
associated with carrying cash.
physical cash.
Nobody can argue that. But then, we need to also factor in this in the banks. Are they doing what they are supposed to do? Why can't you get money if you decide to go and
Or why
take
does the money go to other people to use for business?
exactly. Who are those ATM operators? Who are they fronting for? People have alleged. I can't say that for sure, that most of these ATM operators are also agents
Of the bank.
of the banks or the bank executives. So these are the distortions. So whether there is growth or no growth in that sector, of course, it should be expected that there must be growth. If you can't get cash or if you can't get money from the banks, of course, you have to go to ATM, POS, now to get it. So there should be real growth in that sector. It is even going to grow more.
Mr. Amaechi, we're out of time. I don't know if you can do this in 1 minute.
Okay.
Daily Trust, top left. Attacks on journalists rising under current administration, according to report.
Well, that was what the media rights agenda said. I think they have their own statistics
Yes.
to level this allegation, but I don't think it is. You can argue it in both ways. Every day we come here to do this newspaper review, and nobody has arrested me out there. As long as what you are saying is true, if you are not, because freedom of expression is not a license not to libel. It's not a license. If you are not sure of your data, if you are not sure of the numbers, you better not level allegations that you can't
Yeah, that's why we have gatekeepers and editors like
prove. So but some agents of government, like the EFCC, are now deploying the Cybercrime Act to go against
Anybody.
anybody. I think that is what MORA is saying. Some journalists have been picked up, but the Minister of Information today, I must say, is doing a very good job in terms of interfacing with the newsrooms, in terms of being the middle person between the government
And the press.
and the press.
All right.
And we only hope that it gets better. People should talk. The man who is in government today made his political career based on what he was able to say in the opposition.
All right. Well,
Well,
this is how
where we leave it
Yeah.
today. There's always so much to talk about. Thank you so much, Mr. Ikechukwu
Thank you.
Amaechi, publisher of the newspaper. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Ben.
speaking with you. And I wish we could have you every day, but you have to do other things. Let me not lie. I told the guests we had yesterday the same thing.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow.
Let's go and play football. Hopefully, we'll make some.